Hi, I'm Mario Vittone with another edition of Lifelines for Soundings Magazine. Boating season for a lot of you is either over or seriously ramping down, and it leaves you, some time in your day and in your schedule if you're used to going out, or if you consider the holidays as downtime. I know, but there's some boating that you can do without actually going boating. There's some really important things I think you ought to consider doing in the off season that can help you be safer next year and when things ramp back up. I know from experience that most boating accidents, and this is one of those theories of mine that I happen to agree with, most boating accidents, with the exception of some medevacs, okay? So someone has a case of undiagnosed appendicitis, you can't do anything about that. A guy slips and falls on a workboat and breaks his arm. He needs to get off. That's a legitimate just part of doing the job, and no one's really at fault usually. But with the exception of those medevacs, I've never been on a rescue mission, heard of a rescue mission, or read an investigation that I couldn't trace back to a bad decision made by the captain before leaving the dock. Mayday calls they begin with planning errors. They just always do. And we've talked about this before. We talked about float plans on day one. We talked about planning and checklists and quick reference handbooks early into Lifelines. And now's the time, I think, if you thought those were good ideas, to dig in with your time off and get into your planning. To consider that your float plan should include plans for failure. All the stuff we've talked about from the summer on up to now, those things that take some time, like developing checklists and identifying your bailout points and deciding when it is you're going to call pon and what your weather limits are. Those things, that's what this week's about. So listen, thanks for watching. Thanks for reading again, and I'll talk to you next week on another edition of Lifelines.